Yo, yo, what's good? Maxim is here. I'm gonna start calling myself Mr. Random because I just be randomly popping up. You'll never know when the fuck I'm gonna pop up on this shit these days. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how it's gonna be. I'll get back to normal schedules and stuff once my schooling is done. But for now, I figure at the very least, content up is better than no content up. So, you know, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Um, yeah, well, today's conversation for the class is going to be about love. You know, that four-letter word carries a lot of weight. And I just made that public, so that should make that easier. On. And I just All right. Got that muted. I use my laptop for school, so a lot of times my sound be on for my modules and stuff. So that's pretty much the situation there. Um, yeah, but like I said, today, it's a discussion about love, about affection. It's about actually detailing or trying to actually quantify this feeling because I feel like people throw the word love around a lot. Like it's kicked around a lot. Like people just say this shit. Oh, I love you. Oh, love this. Oh, I got mad love for this one. I got nothing but love for you, baby. All that good shit. And I kind of feel like it's one of those things that I want to give you a little food for thought. See if I could get your brains churning a little bit. Because when you think about it, do they really love you or they just kind of like you a lot? Because this isn't just about relationships. This is also a thing where you can look at it in any aspect, whether they be your friend, you know, whether they are a partner, any relationship dynamic, this would apply. This is something I feel like everybody really has a stake in. So, that being said, here I am to drop my little 2 cents, and hopefully you gain something from it. That's the reason why I do this a lot of times because I know sometimes I look at my viewership on these and I'll be like, it's a little light. And I get it because I don't really have a regular schedule, so people don't know when to tune in. You just happen to be scrolling by and see up there's Maximus running his mouth. Let's see what he's talking about. You go on there, you see this guy talking about love. It's not as popular as talking about some of the other bullshit that people like talk about. It's not ratchet. It's not something outwardly exciting. And then it's me, talking and educating and challenging the brain to think. A lot of times humans tend to struggle with intellectual challenges, with things that would challenge the way that they see things on any level of perception. So I understand and I get it, but I'm still going to do it, and this train going to keep on rolling. So that being said, my first thing is, how many times has somebody told you that they loved you? Now, I put up a video earlier, which was relevant. It wasn't the video that spurred my thinking. My thinking was already there. And because often the energy you put out into the universe is the energy that comes to you. What ended up happening is by total randomosity, that video came up and there he was talking about love and talking about the fact, and again, this is my opinion. You may have a different opinion on it, but to me, if you was to ask me a definition of somebody that truly loves me, it's somebody that loves me first of all, or loves anyone. You love them when it's the least convenient to love them. That's somebody that really loves you. Because when everything's all good and it's all happy and everything is flowing perfectly, you got money and life is good, everybody loves you. The sun is shining bright. You know what I'm saying? You got the spotlight on your head. It's lit. But when them lights go out and it's just you and that other person, when you're at your lowest, where you're almost at the point where you just want to give up, and instead of that person putting you down, they go up under your shoulder and say, I'll never let you fall as long as I can stand. That's somebody that truly loves you, as far as my perspective goes. Now, as I'm getting these itemized things, the moral of the story is, in truth, love is truly supposed to be an unconditional thing. If you have terms and conditions in order to love this person, as Dr. Umar said, that is legit simply a contractual agreement that I will look out for you as long as you do this for me. That's not true love. I have had people that I love to the point where I didn't give a shit whether their happiness resulted in them being involved with me or whomever it was. As long as they got to experience this life to the best of their abilities, as long as they were the best version of themselves and had the best version of happiness that they could possibly get, I was happy for them and didn't ask for anything in return. Much like I do when I counsel people, especially those that come to me on try to get the free stuff. For those that I have done favors for, I don't expect anything back. When I do these videos, even when I do my minute and a half videos, I do that for the love I have for people. Because even though a lot of people act funny towards me, there's plenty of them on my Facebook, act funny style as fuck to me. But this information is up for them just the same way it's up for anybody else. Because as much as sometimes I feel like I don't like people very much, my overall love for humanity and my desire to try to leave the best footprint and the best contribution to this world possible. That the lives that I do touch, if you can touch one life, that one life could touch 10,000. I've touched thousands of lives just in my consultations alone. And even though these videos get seen by however many people it gets seen by, each of those people, I've literally gotten messages where people was like, thank you for putting this up. That gave me an extra little push that I needed, blah, 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 blah. That's love to me. It's not about you telling me, oh, you handsome, oh, this, da, 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 da. That's surface level shit. It's cool, appreciate it. Trust me, I mean, compliments are always appreciated. But at the end of the day, for me, it's all about doing for others selflessly. When you can do that for an individual, to me, that is the first sign that you exist on the level of love with somebody. When you can love them even when you don't agree with them. Because it's easy. when we agree with motherfuckers. How many how many times have you had somebody that you could look back on, maybe even a year ago, you'll see in your Facebook memories this person you took all these pictures with, and all this time y'all knew each other, and it was supposed to be love. Oh, I love her. I love her. And I'm talking about just friendships. They don't even have to be relationships. And then you fast forward a year later, y'all are damn near enemies or rivals. That means y'all never really loved each other. Y'all just liked the way y'all made each other feel, or like the way this person did this, which made you feel like that. That's selfish. That's not love. And I'm sure anybody looking at this can attest to that, where they've dealt with somebody and you were friends. It was supposed to be all love. Oh, I love this person. Da 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 da. You don't even talk to this person anymore. And not talking about people who lose touch because we're adults. Sometimes we're consistent, sometimes we're not. That happens. But end of the day, if anybody that I have love for calls me, even if we haven't spoken in almost a year, we pick up right where we left off. Hey, what's up, man? Yo, da 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 da. You good? Blah blah blah. All right, what's good? Because that's real love, and that's something that I feel like as a society we have lost touch with. We let social media distract us, even though I'm on it right now. But use the tools you have, right? So you let social media redefine what things mean to you. There's literally women, like I put up a post, the woman told the man, "Oh, I'm, hungry, wanted some lunch, blah, blah, blah." He shot her 30 beans for lunch. All she know, maybe he had more money than that, maybe he didn't. But let's be honest. You can get a solid meal with $30. The gesture didn't even come with a thank you. Instead, she complained that he only sent $30 based on some nonsense on social media where some chicken head was clucking about, oh, you should, if you ask him for this, he should really send that if he really cares about you and blah, 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 blah. Again, conditional bullshit. You start operating like that, once you pull that thread, you'll see that whole sweater unravel before you. And this is something that a lot of people, it's a really practical thing, but it's something that a lot of people don't get next to often. Oh, I love this person. Why? Because they make me feel like blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's conditional love. It's not unconditional love. It's okay to have conditional love, that's what it is. But don't look them in the eyes and say that you love them unconditionally because you be a whole lot. I love my do not disturb feature. Now these fucks have to call in the background. Have fun. Anyway, and that's my whole thing is you cannot expect to go all the way in for you and claim that they love you unconditionally. You want them to give you that. But there is one condition to unconditional love. And that is, and this is just human nature. In unconditional love in its purest form, there's no condition, period. I'm gonna give the realistic version of unconditional love in a second. In reality, unconditional love in its purest form is exactly that. That means even if the person don't love you back, you love them because you love them, and that's it. That's your love. That's how you feel for them, and that's the end of it. Sometimes it can be defined as crazy. In some cases, it is a little bit. But end of the day, that's how you feel. And in this aspect, now if you throw in the human factor, often people don't love each other. unless the other person loves the other person. That's okay, but that's conditional. That means you don't really love them that much. You just have strong feelings for them. You have a heavy like, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with a heavy like. It's just the way this works is it comes to a point where you have to figure out where is it that you want to stand? What is it that you feel? What makes you feel good? And what makes you want to be at the level of love that I would consider the highest echelon of love, which is unconditional? How to evaluate those within your circle, whether they be your partner, your friend, or otherwise. Because a lot of people, if you changed a couple things about yourself, they wouldn't even fuck with you no more. Like there's things that changed about me, and some of my friends don't really, or I call them friends. I mean, I guess for the most part they still are, but some things I have some friends who legit don't really talk to me like that, and it's simply because in some ways I might have outgrew them. While I continue to elevate and move on like this, they stayed here. I would try to bring them along with me, but the last time I tried to elevate one of my friends' frame of thinking to bring us to the next level, that resulted in a conflict where we didn't speak for almost a year. It taught me a lesson. And this is something that DMX said in an interview he did, which is love people for who they are. Because that's a version of love, and a part of love is acceptance. You have to accept people for who they are. And if you're going to love them for that. Don't love them for what they can be. Because once again, now you're treading into conditional. I love them if they become this. I love them if they become that. If they don't become this or that, then I don't know. I might have to pull back on them a little bit because that means you don't really love them. And I think it's a word that gets thrown around way too much. As much as the fact that people throw that word love around actually helps my business as a consultant, as a consultant, excuse me, cancel, tired. As a consultant, it helps me out a lot because these people playing these games, the manipulation, the confusion, and so on and so forth, that gives me a lot of one-on-one consultation. And my shit's 50 and out. So it's not really to my benefit to tell you to stop thinking like that. But the thing is, like I said, I by nature have this stupid selflessness with me, which sometimes I'm annoyed with because I really do give some people way too many chances where I should have easily just cut them and let them be done with it. Love to me, and again, these is my perspectives. You'll find some validity in a lot of the stuff that I'm saying if you really think about it, but these are my perspectives nonetheless. To me, one of the things with love that's important to me, I should be able to break bread with you and get money with you without it being, oh, if we work together on something and it becomes about money, we're going to end up not being friends anymore. Then we never was really friends. If something as simple as a couple of dollars can break up the friendship, because you hear that all the time. Oh, I don't want to go in business with them because blah, 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 blah. Why? Now, granted, that's my perspective. Maybe you'll look at it and say, oh, but money creates a lot of conflict and blah, blah, blah. Okay, it does. I give you that. But at the end of the day, I feel we should be able to help each other to help ourselves. Because when you care about somebody, when you love somebody, you want to see them have the best quality of life possible. Said that at the beginning of the video. These are the kind of things I feel like if you're not looking to make me better as I'm looking to make you better, like a couple of my boys today, I hit them up in the morning, and I knew they were sleeping because they was out late last night acting the fuck up. I hit them up and I said, yo, when y'all gonna get in this gym and put in this work with me? Why? Because I'm improving my health. I'm improving my lifespan. I'm doing things to better myself in some kind of way. I don't want to leave them behind where their health could be more likely to diminish or their lifespan could be shortened because of not taking care of yourself in a particular way. Because our bodies are literally two things: our genetics and our self care will determine how long our bodies last, along outside of other factors, of course. But the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself. And the thing is with me, if I'm about to elevate to a point where I'm about to hit a new plateau, I'm about to jump on a new level, I'm looking at my people around me like, yo, either you up above me, where I'm jumping up to you, and then you jumping up and we pulling each other up, or I'm at least throwing it at you like, hey, come on, I'm here. I want you to come on. I'm not trying to be the superstar. I want us all to go to live, love, and grow together. Anybody that's around me, anybody I break bread with, anybody that I have any kind of close relationships with, that's my attitude. Multiple people I messaged this morning that are people that I speak to that I've known for a while. And I said the same thing to them. I said, hey, what you doing? Get up, get this work. I said, if I can fall asleep by 4:30, and well, actually, I fell asleep maybe around 3. But if I could fall asleep like around 3 something in the morning, get up at 5 because my tooth was bothering me because I'm waiting to get a procedure done. Um, and then fall back asleep, wake up at 9:30 to shower and go down to the gym to work out, then y'all can get your ass up too and do this shit while in school and while working 12 hours a day most of the time, 6 days a week, sometimes 7. Well, 7 right now because I'm about to go on vacation. But nonetheless, my point is, I want y'all to win while I'm winning. That is what love is about. Love is about wanting others to win with you. Like, I have people who I consider to be friends, but even though I don't think they look at me with the same energy, I still look at them as friends because they have been good in the past. Their deeds were righteous. They just have some selfishness to them, but I accept them for who they are because that's who they are, and that's okay. Like, instead of being on the timing of, oh, let me boast, let me make them look good while I'm looking good, and da 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 da. No, they'll be here looking like $1 million or trying to look like $1 million while standing on your back to make themselves look better. Now, that's not necessarily a healthy love because realistically, the hell is that sound? Sorry. I have a lot of appliances in here. Sometimes I'm hearing things going on. and I'm trying to figure out what it is. Very peculiar. But anyway, as I digress, ah, I see what that is. I think that's because I'm getting feedback from the speakers, even though I have them silenced. I should just turn them off. I don't feel like it right now. Anyway, as we carry on, I'll leave that be for now. But anyway, my thing is that I'm in a position where I observe a lot of different things. I walked in a lot of different circles. And some might say, or they think I'm on this right now. And it goes to show you something, though. I will say this. It goes to show you something. The people on my timeline don't give a fuck about love. Because if I was talking about some lifestyle shit or some ratchetry, or if I was talking about some drama, some gossip, or something where somebody could possibly have something to say, oh, it would have been like 15, 20 motherfuckers in here. Instead, I'd say at the most it's been in here for this. It's been about like three or four. This shows me. See, I learn from the actions of the audience. It's a Sunday at 2 something in the afternoon, decent day outside or whatever. But half these motherfuckers on my timeline was hanging out. So they ain't even necessarily they've gotten up, but they're like just eating and getting their life together to do whatever they're gonna do for Sunday. Unless they're the type that gets up early and does the church thing and blah 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 blah. But for the most part, most of these folks were out last night doing who knows what, not my business. And my thing is, this is one of those conversations where I wish I did have more interactivity on it because a lot of people are living a lie and don't realize it. A lot of people are living in a situation where they're being completely manipulated, and because it's never really been held up to the light, they don't really see it. They just say, oh, that's just them being them, whatever. Because you should learn to identify the reality of love and what it really is. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be taken for a ride. But again, this is one of those things where you have to want to be a part of it. You have to give a shit. If I had a whole timeline full of butthurt females who feel like their love has been taken for granted, which, sarcastically speaking, I know is actually a thing with a collection of people on here. But they're not here. Now, granted, it's Sunday. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this. That's how I'm going to pop up. But the way I see it, if you can respond 20, 30, 40 people to a post, if I do a live, probably should do about 10 to 20 people. But that's if the subject matter is something of relevance. See, I don't care about the numbers because I'm not gonna make no money off of this anyway. I don't care about numbers on that aspect. I care because it shows me how much the people on my timeline value my thoughts and opinions, even though I know these numbers don't reflect that at all. Because my phone calls and inboxes will tell you a different story. Um, but it will say, us as the people don't want to acknowledge you, or B, they don't care about it for themselves. It's one of the two. Now, which one it is, that's up for debate. I'm not here to tell you whether it's one or the other. I'm not here to say, oh, yeah, well, if you don't do it like this, then something's wrong with you. No, you have the right to love the way that you want to love. If you want conditional love, then you'll get conditional love and understand. The moment you're not following those terms and conditions, that shit could flip into a whole other type of situation. Long as you understand that going in, then you're perfectly fine. Indulge in the love that you are getting. Because some people don't want that deep ass shit. And that's okay. Now, a lot of people claim they do. Then when they get it, they fumble the bag. Happens all the time. And that's okay. Like I said, the best thing, and the reason why a pencil has an eraser on it is because motherfuckers make mistakes sometimes. That's not an issue. But anyway, I might continue this another time if I could get some interactivity on this. Maybe I'll even do like a panel. If anybody's interested in doing a panel on a topic like this or something else, holler at me. Maybe we can make arrangements to do this. I prefer to do these probably daytime on the weekend or something, just because it's a little easier for me. But other times can be negotiated too. But anyway, I do appreciate those that have tuned in and like, share, and subscribe and all that good shit. The YouTube is here as usual. You can follow the link on this post. This will send you to the YouTube, or if you're on Facebook, just give me a follow on Facebook. Whatever's clever. Share this out to your friends. I already made it public on Facebook, so you can share it that way. And yeah. But that being said, I'm gonna go. I have some things to do. I just wanted to share some thoughts on this, and I will holler at y'all next time. Peace.